The clock is ticking, and the anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. We are less than 1 week away from the 2026 NFL Draft, and the Kansas City Chiefs are making major moves. Polarizing wide receiver prospect Jordyn Tyson just rocked a private workout at Arizona State that has scouts buzzing. After proving he is fully healthy and ready for action, Tyson has firmly placed himself as a primary target for Kansas City at the number 9 spot.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
But that is not the only area getting a massive overhaul. General Manager Brett Veach is signaling a hard pivot for the defensive line after admitting that the team left too much to chance during the 2025 season. He is making it clear that they refuse to repeat past mistakes, putting a major emphasis on drafting impact players to fix the interior and edge rusher groups before the season kicks off. The strategy is shifting to a more physical identity across the entire roster. Brett Veach is leaning into the massive strength of the interior offensive line trio, featuring Kingsley Suamatia, Trey Smith, and Creed Humphrey. By controlling the trenches, the team looks to establish a punishing run game that will take the heavy load off of franchise quarterback Patrick Mahomes. To make this vision a reality, the organization is eyeing dynamic running back Kenneth Walker III. His blend of raw power and explosive speed is exactly what the offense needs to dominate opponents on the ground. With Eric Bieniemy back to lead the charge, the goal is clear: dominate the line of scrimmage and protect our stars. If you want to stay ahead of every draft move and roster shift, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for all the latest updates. Ever wonder how one single workout can completely flip the script on the entire NFL draft board? Well, consider the Kansas City Chiefs officially on notice, because one of the most polarizing prospects in the 2026 class just reminded everyone why he might be a generational talent. We are talking about Arizona State wide receiver Jordyn Tyson, a man whose highlights look like a video game, but whose medical chart reads like a horror movie. Tyson has been the ultimate what-if prospect for months. When he's on the field, he is arguably the most dangerous weapon in this draft, blending elite size, electric speed, and crisp route running. But the guy has had a rough go of it, from a catastrophic knee injury in 2022 to a fractured collarbone and recurring hamstring issues. It's the kind of injury history that usually scares front offices away, but Friday's private workout changed the conversation entirely. With 20 NFL teams in attendance, Tyson didn't just show up, he showed out. ESPN's Pete Thamel noted that the twitch and explosiveness were clearly back, proving to scouts that the medical concerns that were clouding his draft stock are largely in the rearview mirror. Running clean routes with only one drop, he proved he isn't just healthy, he is ready to be a difference maker from day one. This puts the Chiefs in a fascinating position at pick number 9. Imagine adding a talent like Tyson to a lineup that already features the speed of Xavier Worthy and the reliability of Rashee Rice. It is an embarrassment of riches, but if KC gets cold feet over those past injuries, they have options. Whether it is the rock-solid consistency of Ohio State's Carnell Tate, the slot machine shiftiness of USC's Mackay Lemon, or the red zone monster Omar Cooper Jr., the depth at receiver this year is staggering. What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Is Jordyn Tyson worth the gamble at pick 9, or should the front office play it safe with a guy like Carnell Tate? Smash that like button, subscribe for more draft coverage, and drop a comment below with who you want wearing red and gold next season. Remember, in the NFL, one explosive playmaker is often the difference between a good team and a dynasty. Ever felt like your favorite team was playing a game of chicken with its own roster? That is exactly what happened to the Kansas City Chiefs in 2025, and now, GM Brett Veach is finally admitting that the gamble failed. Welcome back to the channel, where today we are diving into why the Chiefs' defensive line is about to undergo a massive, overdue transformation. Let's be honest, the 2025 season was a reality check. The Chiefs walked into the year betting on internal growth and hoping younger players would fill the void of aging veterans. It was a nice theory, but as the old saying goes, hope is not a strategy. Between key injuries and young prospects failing to develop, the defensive line became a glaring liability. Veach admitted it himself this week. They left too much to chance. And if there is one thing we know about Brett Veach, it's that when he misses, he adjusts with a vengeance. Think back to how the Chiefs totally overhauled their offensive line a few years ago. We are seeing those same alarm bells ringing for the defensive trenches right now. They essentially had to go crawling back to guys like Derek Nnadi and Mike Pennell mid-season last year because their initial plan fell flat. That is not the way a championship-level organization wants to operate. With Nnadi and Tillery heading to the Colts and Amar Norman Lott nursing an ACL injury, the cupboard is looking pretty bare on the interior. Veach is already putting his foot down. Even after adding Kiaris Tonga, he made it crystal clear. They still need at least 2 more bodies in there. He is done crossing his fingers and hoping for a breakout performance from a late-round pick. He wants proven competitive depth. And it does not stop at the interior. The edge rusher spot is arguably in even worse shape with departures like Mike Dana and Charles Omnihu. Veach even joked that he's brought in roughly a dozen defensive ends for pre-draft visits, signaling that no stone will be left unturned at picks 9 and 29. Ultimately, this is about making life easier for Chris Jones. When the trenches are solid, the entire defense shifts. Your linebackers fly around, and your secondary gains that extra split second to make a play. It is the ultimate trickle-down effect. So, what do you think? Is an overcorrection exactly what this team needs, or is the draft too unpredictable to bank on for such a major overhaul? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our live coverage once the draft kicks off. The Chiefs are in fix-it mode, and the league better be ready. Could the Kansas City Chiefs be ready to trade in their air raid mentality for a ground-and-pound assault? If you listen closely to GM Brett Veach, the answer is a resounding yes. The blueprint for 2026 isn't just about drafting for need. It's about a fundamental shift in philosophy. Veach is pulling the curtain back on a strategy designed to make the Chiefs' offense more physical, more intentional, and frankly, a lot more violent. At the heart of this transformation is that rock-solid interior line featuring Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Kingsley Suamataia. Veach isn't just praising them, he is challenging them to own the line of scrimmage. By leaning on this trio, the goal is simple: impose their will on defensive fronts. But an offensive line is only as good as the back running behind it, and that's where Kenneth Walker III comes into the picture. Veach clearly loves the dual-threat nature of Walker, a guy who brings explosive speed, underrated receiving chops, and, crucially, the ability to run with genuine violence. It is a terrifying combination for any opposing defense. But let's talk about the real winner here, Patrick Mahomes. Veach admits that the team is desperate to take the pressure off their franchise quarterback. The plan? Stop the need for Mahomes to drop back 50 or 60 times a game. With Eric Bieniemy back in the fold, the team is signaling a return to a high-priority run game that doesn't just protect their star, but keeps the offense efficient and sustainable. It is a delicate dance, balancing the win-now mentality required to chase titles with the long-term vision of keeping this dynasty alive for the next decade. Veach knows that while Mahomes is the engine, the offensive and defensive lines are the chassis that keeps the car on the road. It's a classic strategy: protect your quarterback and harass the opponents. But what do you think? Is this move toward a bruising, run-heavy offense the right way to future-proof the Chiefs, or are they underestimating the power of the passing game? Drop a comment below with your take, and if you're ready for the 2026 season, hit that subscribe button for all our deep dive analysis. Remember, in the NFL, the teams that dominate the trenches are the ones that hoist the Lombardi. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The Chiefs are looking to evolve. But this time, it isn't about a new deep threat receiver or a flashy trick play. It's about something much more old school and, frankly, terrifying for the rest of the league. General Manager Brett Veach just pulled back the curtain on the Chiefs' 2026 draft strategy, and the message is loud and clear. Kansas City is getting physical. Veach is doubling down on the trenches, and honestly, why wouldn't he? With a powerhouse interior trio of Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Kingsley Suamataia, the Chiefs have the foundation to dictate the pace of any game. Veach isn't just talking about blocking, he's talking about violence. He wants this offense to bully opponents at the line of scrimmage, effectively shifting from a Mahomes magic-only offense to a unit that can simply impose its will on the opposition. But the most exciting piece of this puzzle, the acquisition of Kenneth Walker, III. We all know Walker has explosive speed, but Veach dropped a truth bomb on us. People have severely overlooked Walker's ability in the passing game. By pairing that explosive, downhill running style with an elite interior line, the Chiefs are building a balanced monster. And let's be real, this is all about protecting the golden goose. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback on the planet, but asking him to drop back 60 times a game isn't a sustainable path to winning rings in the long run. By leaning on the ground game and the return of Eric Bieniemy's run-first mentality, the Chiefs are looking to keep Mahomes upright and efficient. It's a delicate balancing act for the front office. They have to stay in win-now mode to capitalize on Mahomes' prime while simultaneously reloading for the future. As Veach puts it, the blueprint hasn't changed. You build the lines, you protect your QB, and you make the other team's life miserable on defense. It's a simple formula, but when executed with this much talent, it's lethal. What do you think? Is this the missing piece for another historic run, or should they keep the ball in Mahomes' hands no matter what? Drop a comment below, hit that like button if you're ready for some Smash-Mouth Chiefs football, and subscribe so you don't miss our daily breakdown of the road to the draft. Remember, in the NFL, the game might be won in the air, but championships are still decided in the mud.